this diagram. This simple pattern controls every success and failure in your life. What this is a diagram of a kind of game. The problem is that most people don't know it exists. So because you have meaningful goals that you want to achieve in your own life, let's learn how to play this game. Hi, my name's Logan. I'm the founder of the Elkadeo Way. I've worked with executives and teams for some of the biggest companies in the world, but today I'm here to help you build your next big thing. So let's get into it. So how does this game work? First, think of the world like a giant playing field. This is where the game takes place. The playing field is full of players, and in this game, the players are called agents. The objective that every agent has in the game is to transform the playing field. Think about it. Every desire anyone ever has is connected to somehow changing some part of the world. If you're bored, you want the TV to change into a state where it's now playing something entertaining. Billions of people wake up every day and go to work or start a business because somewhere on a server in the world, there's a digital value stored that represents their bank balance, and they want that number to change into a different value. This is what all agents are trying to do in the game, trying to take some tiny part of the playing field and change it in a way that matters to them. Now, as you've probably observed, some agents seem to be more capable of making things change than other agents. Why is that? Well, let's take a look at how your agent works. First, an agent is a special kind of system. All agentic systems begin by having inputs. These are senses that it has to gather information about what's happening in the game around them. Think about your senses. You have eyes, ears, and other ways of perceiving things happening around you in the world. These are your inputs. But inputs by themselves don't mean anything. They have to be evaluated. And that's what is special about agentic systems. They can take inputs and then process them into goals. A goal is a desire for the playing field to be different, for the world to be changed somehow. Now here is something important. Every goal that any agent can produce comes in 5 different possible flavors. This may be the most important thing that you learn in this video, which we are going to cover deeper later on. Okay, but what good is a goal if it can't be made real in the world? An agent also needs some other part in its system that can take a goal and realize it. And there's a part in the system that does that. It produces results or outputs into the world. A system that has these components, a head component that takes in inputs and then turns them into goals, and a body component that can take a goal and then make it real. This is what you call an agentic system, or in our game of life, an agent. Okay, so then what is the difference between this agent and this agent? What makes one agent more capable of transforming the world than another one? The attributes that determine how much power an agent has in the game, these are called the 4 golden attributes. Everything begins first with your ability to pick the right goals and to maintain focus on the right goals. This is called the attribute of aim. If you are easily distracted and can't maintain your agent's focus towards the most important goals,
Squirrel!
how can you possibly hope that your agent will produce results? What do you want? Do you want to start a business? Achieve financial stability, be free, and enjoy your life? You can often tell what goals an agent is prioritizing based on the outputs that an agent produces. You may want to start a business and you may also want to watch Netflix, but if your agent is producing more outputs of Netflix watching and less of business building, that's because you have an aim problem. Now that's okay, everybody has an aim problem. Focus just takes practice. So do that. Try to practice. This attribute of aim works in hand with the second golden attribute, awareness. Awareness refers to the quality and amount of information that comes into you through your senses. How do you get your information? What books have you read? What people do you tune into? How do you form a picture of what is happening in the world around you? You can imagine how you can expand your awareness by increasing the flow and quality of information that you have access to. But if you're not strong in aim, high awareness will actually distract you. If you don't know how to focus on what you want, other agents are constantly injecting their goals into you so that you do the things that they want. A powerful agent is capable of expanding its sphere of awareness as wide as it can without becoming distracted by that awareness. This, of course, again, just takes practice. So do that. Practice. As you develop aim and awareness, well, as the saying goes, you'll have a good head on your shoulders. But what about everything below your shoulders? The head isn't much use without a good body. Competency refers to the power and abilities of your agent's body. This means, yes, your arms and your legs, but especially your skills and your abilities. Do you have access to tools that you know how to use? Can you use a computer to make a video or to program an app? Competency refers to any system or process that you can control to produce an output in the world.
Nice.
Right, so some skills or abilities are more useful than others, and I'll be releasing another video soon on the top 4 highest leverage competencies an agent can have. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel so that you see that video when it comes out. So we have a good head, and now we have a competent, good body of skills to rely on. The last golden attribute defines how well these two systems work together, which is called commitment. When it's time to hunker down and make things happen, can you do it? When it's time to run the unforgiving minute, can you fill it with 60 seconds worth of distance run? In other words, are your head and body committed to each other? You can have great goals, and you can even have the skills to realize them. But does that make them happen? No, you need the grit and willpower to rally the troops into action. That's the golden attribute of commitment. So imagine what you would be like if you developed high levels in these 4 golden attributes. You have a focused aim. You have an expanded awareness. You've developed a powerful set of skills that also will obey you when you call them. Aim, awareness, commitments, competency. Can you see how, as an agent in the game, the things that you desire will just start happening? This is part 1 of your journey to develop the golden attributes in yourself and become an autonomous agent, the kind of agent that can change the world around you. These are all things that you can improve with time and attention. They just take practice. Now, what if you were curious about not only how to change your world, but how to change the world? How do game changers like Elon Musk create a world where humanity has access to sustainable space travel? Or how someone like Steve Jobs created technology that expanded every human's level of awareness? If you want to know how to expand your influence to game-changing levels, then you have to understand agentic transcendence. Each and every one of us is born with one agentic system, ourselves. Your own head and body is like your starter Pokemon. It's the agent you are given at the start of the game. Your adventure is then to choose how to develop your own agent. You can teach it anything, how to become a doctor, a lawyer, or a tradesman. This is the game on normal mode, playing the game to develop your own starter agent yourself. It's a classic way to play the game with billions of active players. But if you want to become a legend, you need to play the game on legendary mode. And that means teaching your agent how to do something very unique, which is how to build other agents. That's what SpaceX is. It's another agentic system playing alongside all of the other agents in the game, but the difference is that its head and body are comprised of thousands of other agents working inside of it. Elon isn't changing the world all on his own. His agency goes to work inside of another agent, a super agent that he helped build. He's playing the game on legendary mode, which is all about nesting agents inside of other agents. It's kind of like building a giant mech suit and then stepping into it to vastly increase your power. That's what agentic transcendence means. Here's how it works. Remember, every agent in the game works the same way. It doesn't matter if it's a person or a company. An agent senses its environment through its inputs. It evaluates goals and then pursues them to produce outputs. The goal part of this process is the key to all of this. And the first thing to know is that all agents conceive of goals that come in only 5 different flavors. Sometimes an agent will act to survive. Sometimes it will just do what it's told. Sometimes an agent wants to see what is possible, and sometimes an agent just wants to have fun. These are the first 4 flavors of agentic goals. Because these are the first kinds of goals an agent will learn to pursue, these are also the kinds of incentives that other agents will often use as persuasion. For example, when a super agent like a company wants to recruit other agents into its body to support its aims, they will often do this through extending incentives that take on these flavors. Come work for us and you'll be able to pay your bills. Or your parents and society will be proud of you for landing a respectable job. You'll be achieving things that have never been done before. Or come work in a cool city with a cool office and perks and a lifestyle that you are attracted to. These are compelling motivations, and this is how most companies build their super agents, by appealing to other agents using these first 4 motivational flavors. There is, however, one last kind of flavor that our goals can come in, the most powerful one of them all, which has been used by the most influential and successful organizations throughout history: story. Story is what connects the whole universe of agents together. It's the secret to scaling agentic systems. What is a story? A story is simply the changes that an agent has produced in the world across time. It's where an agent has been, and it's also where an agent is going. The most important question in the entire game is what agent is playing what role in what kind of story. Let's think again about SpaceX. It offers incentives to all of its employees that include these first 4 flavors, sure. But is that why SpaceX is the #1 choice for graduating engineers? Because they have cool perks? No. People want to work for SpaceX because it's a good story. People want to participate in the story of helping mankind become multi-planetary. This is the most powerful way to build an organization. You assemble an agent that is playing out a compelling story. An amazing thing happens when you join a meaningful story, because your individual goals transform. Most people would say that they want to experience as little of pain as possible. But if one day you get inspired to get yourself in shape and you get caught up in that story, well, the act of lifting weights, which is painful, doesn't feel like the kind of pain that you want to run from anymore. In fact, it feels good. A good story transforms the meaning you experience in just about every aspect of your life. Check out this video, The Invisible Software Running in Your Brain, if you want to explore these ideas in much more detail. We began this video together to help you understand how to achieve the things that you want. And now you know how that works. These are the only attributes that matter when it comes to developing agency. This is how you become the kind of thing that can get what it wants. But what do you want? In some ways, knowing what you want means understanding what larger stories you are participating in, and what stories are those a part of, and those and those again. This ladder of agentic systems extends up and up and up to foggy areas that people mostly just argue about. But what we do know is how these dynamics affect the game that we play right now in our very real day-to-day lives. What goals are you aiming at? Try to balance your personal goals related to survival, conformity, achievement, and pleasure with higher goals of playing a part in as high of a story that you can conceive of. For me, one of those stories is what I'm doing here through the Elkadeo Way, helping people like you build and become more powerful agents in work and life. I call this building autonomous humans. So if you are on that journey, here are some things that I've made for you. First, subscribe to this channel and drop this video a like. More videos are coming out all the time. Second, if you have a goal that you are trying to make real, consider using our app Story. It's built from the ground up with agentic principles to help you and your team more successfully build your next big thing. Third, check out our free premium course for leaders and founders, the Unstoppable Team Builder. This course goes into much more detail on how to apply the principles that we've talked about at work. You can learn more about all of these resources at elkadeo.com, or of course, the links are in the description. I'm excited to see what you do as you grow into higher levels of autonomy. Thank you so much for your attention and your support, and I will see you in the next video.